doing the rhomboid, so what I would have her do is horizontally deduct. So I'm going to push her, put her in this position, and then stabilize that. And I'm going to push her, hold for 5 seconds, and then relax. And I'm going to push her farther in order to stretch those.
Okay, and what are you doing with your left hand, just so I know?
Oh, stabilizing the scapula.
Okay.
Well, not full. I don't really want to. Yeah, okay. Well, just blocking it.
Okay, just blocking it. Okay. What does everyone think? I should say, where's group number 12? You guys right here? What do you guys think? Again, no right or wrong answers.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair.
Originally, yeah, we did the same thing, but then we didn't realize what was the scapula doing with upward, downward rotation. So with rhomboids, it's going to be downward rotating. So we didn't even think about, oh, we need to upwardly rotate it. So Dr. Gabriel came along and showed us what to do.
Well, it's not to say showed you what to do, because actually I like a lot of what Kayla was doing, okay, and I just tweaked one little thing. Before I kind of comment on that, you guys, anything to add at this point?
You also said that by doing that, you're recruiting other muscles, you're recruiting the traps as well. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it wasn't really.
Yeah, so we'll back it up a second, kind of go to what Nadia just mentioned here, and then kind of follow through on this, okay, with Melissa's point as well. Part of what happens is the rhomboids do what as far as this function? They are adductors, right? Back here, they adduct, come back toward the midline, and they're what? Downward rotators, okay? Now, they're not the only muscle that are involved in those activities, okay? Some muscles are involved in adduction as well, and others are involved in downward rotation. What else is involved in the adduction part? The trapezius plays a role as well, right? So, if we know these guys are adductors, going into this position, abducts and stretches them, right? So I agree, the abduction component works at stretching the rhomboids, but doesn't necessarily isolate them from the trap in this case. Because what's the difference between, like, say, for example, the lower trap and the rhomboids, or the upper trap and the rhomboids? They both have rotational components of the scapula, but what's the difference? Yeah, trap is upward, and rhomboids are downward. So if you want to really stretch the rhomboids, abduction, good thing, but that also gets the trap. But what can you do to eliminate the trap and get more rhomboids? We got that, and I always think, well, what are the attachment points of the muscle? It's going from the spinous processes to the medial border of the scapula. So you want to be moving scapula relative to the thorax, right? The thorax is where you're going to have the connection of the vertebral spinous processes. So when I ask you what you do with your left hand, why don't you kind of just jump over here as well, okay, over here. Okay, so you're up like this, pushing over. And remember I said, what were you doing with your left hand at this point to Kayla? And she said what? Yeah, blocking. Because instead of blocking can stop motion. But you want to try to accentuate motion. And which motion do you want to accentuate? Up rotation. So what might you do, guys? Grab that scapula, inferior angle, and do what to it? Yeah, rotate it upward. That's going to be helpful, all right? Now, the only thing that might be a little bit different here is what? You guys. You did something a little bit different. You kind of had almost the exact same hand placement and everything here, but your patient placement was what?
Sideline.
Sideline, okay? So I think that what these guys kind of came up with, talking with them, they worked it out the sideline. So if I had, you rotate this way, and you're coming over this way. Now what would you do here? Same type problem here at the shoulder. What would you do? Everyone see that? So I can go ahead and I can work on the situation here. I can use my thigh actually against her elbow. What does that do as far as abduction? It stretches here, and now what I go looking for here? Inferior angle, got it. And this guy up here, I can get the upper part here, and what do I want to try to do with it too? Try to move into some type of upward rotation. Oh no, it's not that bad, was it? No, okay. So, and I was doing it for effect purposes right there, okay? But the thing is there, you can teach them exercises to go back home and do, and that's all well and good, okay? And sometimes they can't separate out individual muscles that well because there's just no way to get, resistance in the proper spots. When you're working with a patient one-on-one, that's primo time. You can do things at that point that you can't do at other times. So you want to make sure you're just as exact as possible. So my suggestion would be to really kind of get in there, make sure you kind of add in that little bit of rotation there. I think you can do it, either way. The only thing you might want to try to watch for is what in this case? The way Kayla started was supine, and the other one is sideline. What might be the differences there? Which way do you think the scapula might be freer to move? Yeah, the sideline issue. And on top of that, then, I'm just using my leg to kind of push against someone, their arm, and that's very easy for me to do. It's kind of going with gravity. Okay. Anything to add, guys? Because again, everything's a little bit different how people approach it. I have no problems with